Market recap for Thursday, 22nd of January 2026. Again, this one I'm trying to keep it short and sweet, tight as well, but it shouldn't be too long. There's not too much to explain really. It was a simple day. But it was mainly in London, right? So on the daily, right, to go back, we had this bar of unfilled fair value gap, right? Once we fair value gap, see this one, I mean, I'm lost. New weekly opening gap, right? And the target for the week, I would expect us to close the new weekly opening gap, right? And of course, explore a bit beyond it. To like fill these type of gaps on the weekly, we kind of need to go above it and then again below it, right? To do patchwork. So in regards of long time frame or what, it depends on how we react to this wick, right? This is the longest wick in this range above the new weekly opening gap. As you can see, the high for today was the 0.125 of it, right? Anyway, don't care about the high, whatever, right? We were trying to long today. That's my main point. We have this part, let me show you, of the unfilled gap above this high, right? So we have this part to close. As you can see, we closed above it, start accumulating, and then dump through it again, right? And then accumulated, went all the way up, and then again. That's how we fill a gap. And then as you can see right there, once we react from midpoint, which is at Asia when we're open today on Thursday, and we're starting to go above, I want full respect of the midpoint and above for today if we're keeping bullish, right? So now we know that is our target, right? And the way that we closed yesterday, if we head into here, for example, just go on a clean chart. I ended up trading London today because it was obvious that London's going to be the low of the day. So I just didn't bother with New York because London in these days, if it's very bullish and it's going to do a continuation, it's going to be more volatile or going to have more range just to seek the liquidity or the target or whatever, right? I'm explaining why today was going to be London low of the day and why I took a trade in London, because normally I don't trade London. It'd be probably once in every month or two, but it's special conditions for me to trade London rather than New York or brother, is when I'm very confident that London's going to be the low of the day. Why would London be low of the day, right? If we look at the run up from yesterday, we run up, we go down, then again we run up, and then we close right there, okay? This area, I don't see it as a fair value gap or that we're going to come back to 50% or whatever, right? This from here and all the way down to here is a balanced price range. If price is really bullish, we should not, right, visit this at all. Zero. We should not visit this area at all, which means this low is a protected low. It doesn't have to have an SMT at all. It doesn't, whatever, right? Like I'm expecting ES here to not have an SMT. True. This should not be visited to or we're bearish. Like that, as long as we try to visit this, we should never take this low out. So price in London, I was watching price, comes all the way down, and then here, in my head, I'm like, alright, if we take this low, I'm bearish, right? We're done for like the high. We might come back to it later in a different day or something, but we should not come back down, right? I can see us we visit all the way down, right? Around these order blocks or whatever. It didn't matter what London goes down to. It was just purely on market structure. I don't care about London visiting exact PD arrays or whatever, because London kind of constructs the what the market is gonna do. But I was just convinced that it's gonna be low of the day regardless, and we're gonna at least seek this liquidity. And if we extend, we're just gonna hit the target for today, which is around here, filling the new weekly opening gap, right? So the trade was just as simple as that. We inverse this 15-minute fair value gap. If we were short, this should not be taken, right? And then I'm expecting because on the hourly, there's also this fair value gap. At the time of this candle, it runs up to it and then shoots down, right? So the candle opens up here, goes up, and then smacks all the way down to that wick, that creating that wick. So now that I know, where's London? Now that I know we're gonna go higher, right? Due to the fact that we inverse all of that. And let me just show PD arrays wise. I was just using 15-minute, didn't need to go higher for this, right? I'm marking this inverse fair value gap. Okay. Once we go above it, I want respect, right? This means 15 money body closes and stuff, and again on the bullish one as well, just above it and preferably above the midpoint, especially the bullish one, right? Where could it go to if it wants to go wick lower, right? I have the midpoint marked, right? So I'm looking at the midpoint, and if price really wants to go deep, that's what I'm expecting, right? The midpoint. And as you can see, diving down to the 1 minute when I was watching price, we go all the way up here, creating relative equal highs with technically TP1 for me, right? You see this? This was an area that I wanted price to go up to and just see what it would do, right? So it created relative equal highs. It has this fake run up, right? Before time, I'm looking at, what do you call it? London at mainly the 150 to 2 micro, right? So this fake run up, right? I'm trying to see how do we treat this inversion fair value gap. We go up, we smack the top of it. This is not high enough. I want it to used as a full discount PD array. And then we go up again. I want to see how we treat the highs. We make relative equal highs, very nice. And we go all the way down. We shoot down. We look like we're bearish. But my main concern is what's at the 0.2, 0.5, what's around here, what am I looking at, right? So we visit the first presented fair value gap for London, and then we just take out this low. Once we do this and fully come back and close, make sure that we close into the inverse, I'm like, yeah, that's it, done deal, obvious as fuck, right? This is gonna reverse, even though we on the low time frame will go through the inversion fair value gap. I know we're not gonna close outside it. This candle is just to make sure that we close in it, and then I have my limit order on this order block inside this fair value gap. Stop loss just right below the volume imbalance is very tight stop loss. I get filled, I get maybe 1-2 ticks of heat, and it's just gone from there, right? And from there I'm just watching order flow. My main target really was these highs, and then I'm watching order flow. Do we displace? Yes, we displace, and we keep going above, and I'm seeing that it's bullish, so I just kept the trade. Regardless, I was going to keep it until New York or something, because I know this is the low of the day. Okay, that's London trade, whatever, move on. New York mainly, that's my main thing, right? If we're heading to New York, we can see that London run was parabolic, right? So if we're gonna go higher, regardless, that means what would if I was trading New York, what I would have liked mainly is us to not fill the gap fully, take out the high, and then stop and accumulate here. But we do both TPs, right? So for New York, it's technically shorts, right? Is the best play, and then you have longs. Why is shorts the best play? Because it's gonna be faster, but the more guaranteed play is longs. So in the 15-minute, and that's the only one that has really PD arrays, right? In this run up, is all of this. I'm not expecting anything. Why? Because there's no liquidity. And I'll explain why there's no liquidity. But all I want you to outline is that we go all the way down to the order block that we should have visited at London, right? This order block, I was expecting it to wick into it, right? Or something, or wick into this inversion fair value gap. But it was too parabolic and just went all the way up, right? So I know this as a reference point that could be used again to use send price higher. So all of this is a displacement that I'm not counting as like any type of fair value or whatever, right? And because there's no liquidity, my conditions for the price to go up, right, is I need us to go to discount, then liquidity. If we don't have liquidity, then we need to engineer liquidity. And if it's just a range like that, I'm looking at OTE, right? 0.75, 0.79, whatever lines up with what PD arrays that I'm having. Okay, so now we know that. Let's go to the chart, right? The chart. Let's go back again to the 15-minute and let's just have the same explanation real quick just to explain what I mean by there's no liquidity. London is taking Asia sell side, right? Then makes the low that I'm expecting to be low of the day. So I don't expect this to be taken, so I'm not counting this as sell side. And then we go ahead and take buy side, and then at the end at 8:45 we take London buy side as well, that relative equal highs. So this is in itself is a sweep and then accumulation. What does this mean? 9:30 is a dump. It's obvious. 9:30 is gonna dump. Where is it gonna dump? Well, we have the accumulation sell side here from 7, right? Okay, but where is the sell side? If you can see from the low to high, it's above midpoint, right? It's above midpoint of this range, so I do not care about it. We need to make sell side to be taken below midpoint, right? We have areas of discount. What are the areas of discount in this whole run up? We can see in this whole range we have below the 0.25 is midnight open, the 0.75 and the 0.79 OTE aligning with the order block. So just remember these two reference levels, 0.79 and the OTE of the order block, right? I mean, lining up with the order block. Okay, so now at 9:30, and I actually haven't watched New York, so I'm just gonna try enter a trade here if I'm shorting, right? To honestly, it would be midnight open, as like if I was gonna trade today on certain accounts it'd be shorts, on certain accounts it'd be long, right? If I didn't trade London, but I just knew it was the London day, so let's just skip to this next candle, right? And that is a 9:30 gap that honestly, by the way it wicked, I wouldn't expect it to come back to. But let's say I'm trying to catch this, I just have a short right at the midpoint if he can visit it, right? That's if he can visit it. I think it's too weak. Yeah. Right, so to me, other than the older block, if I was really aggressive right there, that's trade missed, and then I just wouldn't care. Then I'd try catch the long. So let's just say that's trade missed, right? It'd be kind of aggressive to enter on the order block because again I could allow for that, but I wouldn't expect it by the way it wicked, right? I'm expecting that to be left as a breakaway gap, and that price is really bearish. It's going to use 9:30 to at least seek midnight opening, right? And where's regular trading hours? Yeah, and fill our opening range gap, right? Should see that again. See here, I might have got break even or something if I entered early, whatever, right? There's a fair value gap here, kind of a discount on this range offered. Anyway, midnight open is reached, and there. So when I say we don't have liquidity, is what I mean right there. Once we hit midnight open, right, now we have a sell side. It doesn't have to be a long-term liquidity, so whatever, right? A short-term sell side right below discounts, right? So midpoint here. So I'm gonna watch this low and I'm gonna watch how we react. Yes, we go and inverse this gap, but then we go head higher, and now I'm trying to watch what price does. I can't be early on a run up like this. For For example, if this was another day and we're already taking sell side, I can be early and then enter on like these inverses. But because we haven't had a sweep yet, and again, yes, we hit the 0.75, it doesn't have to be the low, right? As you can see, we come and sweep and we visit that order block. And do we visit the OTE is the question, right? We generate around it unless I'm drawing it wrong, right? It's just a 1 wick, boom, right there, OTE. Now I'm going to be looking for longs. What's my condition for longs? I do not care about anything in this price run until we come all the way and invest this gap, right? On this type of day, right? Because I can't be confident if we had enough sell side. If we're going to be done sweeping, I'm not going to enter near the lows. Normally on every trade, I enter near the lows because I enter next to sweeps. This could be sweep one. We could sweep this. We could go for new daily opening gap. It makes the probabilities less, but only thing that confirms to me bullish is if we invest that gap, right? So let's just speed this up a bit more. And generally, I haven't watched New York price action today, but I'm guessing this what we should do, right? There's two conditions here. We visit the highs because they're relatively highs unless SMT. Yeah, it's SMT. So I don't care about the highs too much. So I'm just gonna try to mark around OTE if that's the low. Right? 0.79. I'd honestly, where is it? Was it MNQ? NQ H. Right? I'm gonna watch this just fair value gap, how we treat it. And if we displace through it, then I'll just target the highs. If we don't, then I'll just try close. If we show any weakness in it, it'll be a close in it. Alright. So we go to the lows, chop, 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 chop. Okay, I thought we were gonna inverse it there, but we don't. We use it, we go down. Do we take the lows? Nope. Alright, there. That could be an entry, but honestly, I would want to enter order block, right? I would want a deeper retracement, right? So now I'm just gonna watch this one, right? And this is kind of technically, if we go really displays higher, then I'm looking at this one, right? Then I would count this as gone, right? What was the time? Right, we need the macro, so at 10:50, if we're there, then I'm looking to trade it. If not, let's just look at the 5 minute. Right, there's nothing on the 5 minute for me to care about. Let's look at the 3 minute. It's the same thing, the inverse is slightly down there. So right now I can see that we made a range and this is left open, so there is a reason for price to enter down there again, and it could be just one sweep. It's nearly as London, right? Okay, there, right? We respect this gap. Do we take it one more time? Yes. Alright, honestly, that's good enough for me, right? That I just have it again, same price level, right? Same price level. Buy. It could visit it again. It could take the lows again. That's missed because it's replay, right? But honestly, why would I say that's good enough, right? Is that candle closing above this suspension block, right? There again would be my buy, or like maybe if I'm trying not be that aggressive, would be the order block, honestly, right there. It could still come back lower, to be fair. I was just like skipping stop loss, honestly, because there's no, I wouldn't want it to come back even lower there because I can see that I hit this order block here, or I would allow for the midpoint of this. So let's just say just slightly below the inversion, just for the start of the trade, because I'm not too confident. Once we go above this high, then it's break even, right? Right there. Should be break even by now. And if it break evens me like, and it's still valid, then I'd still re-enter. Okay. Alright, now we just need to watch what we do at that gap. That's the only prominent gap with kind of relative equal highs at like 15-second chart or whatever. Right. Again, only reason for this entry, why this one now, because we come back to discount at the macro time, right? This is pre-macro, that's why it's not too interesting. Even if I'd enter here, again, it would hit break even and I'd re-enter here again. Same logic. We're above the midpoint of this inversion, right? That's all I care about. It would have been a boring long day, to be fair, right? Because we're at lunch and we've still not gone to that fair value gap, right? There's nothing for me to close the trade until we hit that fair value gap, right? We hit the low. We should displace through this one now. Nope, nope. We are the lower. Okay. Alright, that for me is wait. If we take out this low, then I'm not interested. So I'll jam it up, because what I'd like in these ones is from this one, full displacement above, but we're looking like we're struggling. So I'd have it here, and it's just because I'm not confident in that high. Yes, I seen that it was not taken earlier, but again, it's the same logic. I would not be confident in a high that's taken as SMT here once we already hit the daily objective, right? It doesn't matter. It's just the fact that that gap is my main concern, right? Again, we're struggling, we're weak. Wait, am I actually taking the high? Nope, nope, nope. See, once we're already taking that low, I don't even care if it goes anywhere lower, because it could come back to these relative equal highs, then come back visit these relative equal highs now it made. If it wants to engineer liquidity, I don't care. That was stop loss at like around 1.7k or whatever. Right. Yeah, it just looks like garbage. This is way too late for me anyway. I would have probably got bored and closed here, honestly. Anyway, I think that's really it for the day. We just went to OTE, we swept, we hit the only PDA array, the order block, and yeah, that's it. Do we visit this inversion again? Keep it. Yes, we do. I'm guessing we go to the highs again. No? Yes? Let's keep on at 10x. I just want to see how the day ended actually. Nope, we go all the way back to midnight price. Open a new day. And yeah, that's the midpoint of the new weekly opening gap. That's why we go down there. One full sweep, and I expect it to be bullish all the way to even the highs now. What's this? Asia session. I won't be trading it. I don't care. I don't even know if I'm going to be trading this Friday, but yeah, that's the market recap. Weekly objective has been reached. If we're gonna extend higher, maybe to Friday we're gonna have like a dump day to just close. So maybe Asia would keep going up, then London would keep going up, then New York would just open like this again. But this time would have liquidity and would have targets, so it makes sense to go shorts, right? This, yes, it makes sense to go shorts, but I don't really have a clear target, right? Yes, I know OTE is likely to be hit, midnight price would likely to be hit, but again, my entry was not hit. That's why I'm gonna target this as a take profit. Anyway, that's the market recap. I'm pretty sure I covered everything that I wanted to cover. Like I said, short and sweet, kinda. I hope it's short. I don't know. The main thing is what I'm expecting for end of this week, next week, right? If we close, right, and remember on the daily levels, if we close above this new weekly opening gap, I'm still expecting um a kind of retracement, just a bearish day at least candle into it, and then from there it depends on how price does this. It could literally just be like, yeah, you know what, midpoint of this larger wick, right, and let's dump again, right? I'm not too convinced about this low yet. And if we overextend, we could then again visit these highs. I'm just not too confident about the highs yet because of the amount of times that we could have taken them, and then we keep teasing it. We keep teasing it. So I'm not too sure yet, right? Regardless, it could go up to here and then start dumping, or it could take the highs and then start dumping, right? All will be known. Just like remember that fair value gap that I said we need to displace through this one, right? Until I'm even considering these highs, but I'm expecting some type of retracement once we reach here, right? Just basically exactly like I showed at that New York. Right, if we're struggling, then I'm expecting a dump, and then after that dump, it depends what happens, right? Taking it by the day, I don't care about forecasting the whole week. It doesn't matter because stuff can literally change overnight, and then the whole analysis I'm talking about, it's just gonna be straight garbage. Anyway, that's the market recap. Peace out.